Hey everybody, welcome to Farming Simulator 22. We got something a bit different today, and I'm super excited about this one.
Just do it like it's never been done before. Just do it like the moment is finally yours. Do it like it's all you've been waiting for. Do what you do what you do it for you. Do it for you. Don't gotta try. It's what you're made for. Yeah, it's your life. So make it all yours. I like that. Flash all the lights, face on the billboard. Think it's your time. Come on, break down that door. I like that. If you wanna do it, you can do it. Yeah, if you wanna do it, just do it like it's never been done before. Just do it like the moment is finally yours. Do it like it's all you've been waiting for. Do what you do what you do it for you. Do it for you. Do it for you. If you wanna do it, if you wanna do it, you can do it, yeah. Just do it like it's never been done before. Just do it like the moment is finally yours. Just do it like it's all you've been waiting for. Do what you do what you do it for you. Do it for you.
So Straw Harvest is back for FS22. This was an outstanding mod and a pack in FS19 for me. I absolutely love this mod. It adds so much and it's just perfectly made. Like, you can't fault the detail to this at all. It's just, you know, when you get these types of mods that are just really high quality. And yeah, massive shout out to Creative Mesh. I'm privileged now to be partnered with Creative Mesh. So big shout out to them and Giants for setting this up and let me have a bit of a first look at this mod that's coming very soon. So keep an eye on Mod Hub in the following week, maybe. I'd say at least in the next week. Hopefully soon this will be coming to Mod Hub. But yeah, let's have a look at it. Let's go through it. Big question is, what is it? What does it actually do? If this is something you're brand new to, you're probably asking, what does this do? What does this mod offer? Well, it's basically a mod pack that increases the baling productivity. It actually offers a lot of stuff, but we'll go into each of the individual things that's on offer in the Straw Harvest pack. But yeah, it basically is a way of increasing the productivity of baling and creating pellets, so straw pellets and hay pellets. Some people might want to know what actually straw and hay pellets are and what they're used for. Now, mainly straw pellets are used for bedding, for like horses, pets, and things like that, but also can be used for fuel, animal feed as well. It's probably something that you could, if you wanted to, you could use Maize Plus and use the food additions to add into your feed mixture. So when you've made these hay and straw pellets, you can obviously use that as an option. I think that's the way I'm going to go. But hay pellets as well, they're used mainly for feed, for like pasture animals, so horses mainly, but also goats, sheep, and some cattle can be used. Now, they also do alfalfa pellets, but they're not in this mod. That's just a side. That's just a little bit of an addition to give you. It's not just like straw and hay. They do alfalfa pellets out in the real world. And all this equipment here is actually, real life stuff. You can actually go out and buy this if you've obviously got a lot of money as a farmer. So the pellets can also be used as biofuel. So you can actually use them as a source of fuel to heat up. Now, there is a way of doing that. I think that's the new addition to the FS22 version of this Straw Harvest pack. We do have a production now that we can take the pellets to and generate kind of like energy or a biofuel, basically. So I actually tested things like this in a previous job I did. So I used to test like animal feeds and stuff like that. So I've actually tested like hay pellets and straw pellets, ground them down and done some analysis on them through NIR or whatever else. But I don't want to bore you with all that stuff. But the pros of it basically is there's like less wastage for the animal because of the fact that it's easier to store these kind of pallets. So we're going to get into it. We're going to go through it. There's some really cool kit in this. There really is. It's like I'm super excited for this. I've been waiting for this for quite some time. So like I said, big shout out and big thank you to Creative Mesh. I'm dead proud to be partnered with them now. So let's talk about the equipment then. We'll go through each individual one in a second, but I just want to give you like a bit of a quick rundown. You've got two balers, two kind of normal kind of style balers that you'd expect just to do baling with. Then you've got a static but also on the go kind of pelletizing baler. That's the best way for me to describe it to you. It's called the Primos 5000. It is, like I said, it's a real thing. We'll have a proper good look at it in a second. You've also got a collector, which is really cool. Like, it's proper cool. It goes on the back of the square baler, so you can collect like 3 at a time. A bit like, if you ever seen 4D Modding's Heston baler, he's got a bit of a collector that goes on the back of that, just like that. Comes with 3 grabs, really good grabs. I've actually used them quite a lot on FS19, so they're definitely ones that you're probably going to use a bit as well. It comes with 2 sheds and 2 productions and a sell point. It also comes with a few little additions that you're going to be using, like pallets and IBCs and things like that. But they're kind of like more pellets than IBCs, but we'll go through them. But the whole molasses twine and like net wrap and things like that. So yeah, let's go and have a quick look at everything, and we will just showcase the equipment first quickly, and then we'll take a bit of a brief tour. I'd say is probably the best thing to do of how to go from start to finish of making these pallets and what to do with them. So the first thing I want to show you is the Primos 5000, because this is the big thing. This is massive. It's huge. Obviously, I've got it on an 8R at the moment, just because it's 350 requirement on horsepower. But this is it. This is the one that I've got set up to kind of go like automatically in the field. So you can set them up where you need to fill these. So basically, you need to fill these up with, I think, water and molasses. So now, I've set this one to fill up automatically. You have to pay a £10,000 fee doing that in the shop. So if we just quickly go and have a look at that in here, we'll go to the Primos 5000. You can set it to manually fill or automatically fill, and obviously it's £10,000 to do that. So I've got this one set up to automatic, so it can just go out in the field. I think you'll see a fee going down in your money as and when you use it, but you can see that I've got straw pallets in here. So we'll showcase this, like I said, properly as and when we get into it. But this one over here is the exact same piece of kit, but it also comes with a static kind of like bale shredder. So that's one of the things you can get. So that's separated and you connect it to the actual piece of kit. So if we just go here, turn the engine on. Yeah, I just turned off manual attach because I've got that on. That was just me testing to see if it's compatible, which it is, so that's good to see. But you can see that this one's manually required to fill, so I didn't set it to automatic. It's got water, molasses, and obviously I'm making hay pellets. Now I've got this shredder on the side, so if I just unfold the shredder, because obviously I've set it up, animations in this are outstanding. The whole process is animated and it's brilliant to see it. Never mind the production side of things, the animations in there alone are outstanding. So if you, honestly, this is one of the top mods you'll ever find. It's perfectly made. So let's disconnect this now. So you can see that it's basically just a pallet. Now on the pallet, if you can see, it's a little yellow arrow there. Now that's basically telling you where you need to attach this to. Now it goes to the front right hand side of the Primos 5000. So it's basically here on the right hand side. You'll get the trigger for it to fill up. So if we just drive up to it now, like this, you'll see that we get the trigger. It goes in there. We can obviously unfold it like I just did when I folded it back up, and it's pretty much a static machine. At this point then, when it's turned on, tractor won't move and you're just using it. Now the animations on this, like I said, are outstanding, but I think I'll go through all the other equipment first before we start showcasing that kind of stuff. So what we got now is the Big Pack 1290 HDP baler, and it is a beast. It's massive. It's a beefy baler, but again, a really good baler. You can have the one that just has kind of like a chute on the back, so it drops the bales, as you can see there. But you can also have one that doesn't have that, and then it's got this collector now. The really cool thing about this collector, and I haven't actually fully tested this out yet, but if we bring up the F1 menu, there is an option. Obviously, these bales maximize. Even on the round bale, I can go up to the maximum size bales, so just want to point that out. This does up to the biggest size. So if I just show you now, you can see, start the engine, got 180, 220, and then the 240. So we can do like the biggest size bales. I think I'll just stick for 180 just so I can get through showing you this kind of stuff. You can see that it needs bale twine as well, and that's an actual added into the mod itself, so you get your own bale twine that you can use. You can see that it says here now, bale unload mode. Now, it's got 3 X's, but you can also change it to where it's got a minus X and a minus. Now, I think what that is basically doing is allowing us to drop, say, maybe just 2 at the side, and that will drop all 3. I'll have to test that out. I'll try and give it a go, but that's pretty much that. It's, like I said, it's really cool because you can drop it, and with the collectors, it makes collecting bales manually so much easier because they drop in 3s, and then, like I said, out in the field, you can just get your grab, pick them up, and then you're loading them on. So that's the big bale, the square baler. This one here is the Comprima V180XC, and it's basically a round baler. Again, just a normal kind of baler, but it's obviously added in with the straw harvest kind of pack. So we've got 180 sizes and go up to, like I said, all sizes. So 125, 150, 180. Dead simple. And again, it needs bale net, which you can add in. Do you know what's really cool about these? I've got to show you this, but the animations of when you fill up, so you can actually open the bale net wrap door, and then you can see it at the front, and it kind of fills up. So it's like, oh, on the side on these ones as well, it's crazy, honestly. So you can lower the twine boxes, and wait till you see this. I mean, honestly, one of the best things about this mod is the animations, and then as you're filling up the twine, it fills up from the sides, and you see them. So the one I've got over here that I've been using will actually have it in. So if we just open up this. So there we go. That's now opening up. So let's have a look at this. So you can see that it's got a few in. I've actually used it quite a bit. It's not full, both sides. But look at how cool is that? It's proper cool. So let's have a quick look at the grabs then. Because honestly, these grabs, like, don't underestimate these grabs. They're bloody brilliant. They really are. So we've got like a vertical grab that can obviously pick up probably about 3 bales there. And then we've got one that collects 3 horizontally from the ground. And we've got this one that goes onto a wheel loader. It's only suitable for a wheel loader. Whereas these two here do have the option to change between a front loader and a telehandler. So when you're purchasing these, you can actually select if you want telehandler or front loader. Whereas this is just wheel loader. And it's because it collects 5. So yeah, a lot of bales on that one. Over here we've got some net wrap. So this is what it looks like when you're purchasing it. You can obviously buy it in the store, bring it down. It comes in like a pallet that you can obviously pick up with a forklift. We've got some bale twine and some molasses. So obviously that's needed in the production of the palletizers. So the Primos 5000 will require the molasses. Now, I am trying to be as quick as possible through this, but I just want to get everything in there. I'd rather be informative about what's actually included in this pack, and not miss anything else. So I am trying to get through it. This is what the hay pallets looks like as a fill type on the ground. This is what the straw pallet looks like as a fill type on the ground. That is a production facility. So if we have a look in our construction menu, just have a look in productions, you can see that we've got the pallet heat plant, and with your own pallets heat plant, you can use your straw pallets and wood chips to produce heat. So only straw pallets and wood chips goes in this. Once the bunker is full, it runs for a while and produces heat and income. So basically we get energy as the returning factor of that. That's going to give us money, and it's 42,000 to place, so that's pretty cool. Now I'm going to save this one to last, this building, because it's the best one. It really is the best one. Now, you've got an option to buy 2 sheds. Now, technically, these don't have any productions in them. They're just sheds. Now, they can be used for multiple things. You can obviously use them to put in tractors, part bales away. This one especially, this front one, it is just a shed with a few sections in. And, yeah, you could use it for whatever you want. Like I said, tractors, putting bales away. And if we have a look in sheds, you can see that 175,000 each. The only difference is this one over here has a crane with it. So if we just have a quick look in that, we can go and take a look. So, I mean, they're the same price, so you may as well get the crane at that point. And then it's just a matter of entering the vehicle, and you've got all the kind of controls. Another cool thing about this is you can actually toggle the crane tool, so you can get like a bit of a grab there, like a manure kind of fork kind of style grab. So I think that's the bale grab. That's like a pallet. That's loose product. Now, like I said, this goes all the way to one corner to the other corner. You can use it all along. So in these bays, you can fill up, for example, like you can put loose straw pallets, loose hay pallets, and then obviously store it that way. Or you can put anything in here as you want. Now, the reason I say loose straw and hay pallets is because this one over here, which is the best one by a country mile, is again not in the sheds menu. It is in a productions menu. So just like this, just like the pallet heat plant, it is in here, and it's 175 as well, but it comes with the packing facility. So because it's all the same price, I'd say, you know, it makes sense just to go with this one. Now we're going to go into that in a second. I'm going to showcase it off and show you what it does. But I just wanted to point out there is these 3 buildings. One's with a crane, one's without a crane. Both of them are sheds. And then this one is a production facility that allows us to kind of package our hay and straw pallets into a pallet format to then sell. So really cool. Now this is a sell point. So it comes with a sell point. So if you do obviously want to sell, obviously these packs of, or even loose products, I think this would take, we can obviously go and take it to this. So you can place this maybe at a store just to kind of like add to the realism and travel into it. And I think that's obviously really handy. Right, so let's go from start to finish then. Let's start off with straw. May as well just get cracking with this. We're going to make a few straw bales with one of the balers. Then we're going to do it actually on the fly. And then we're going to do it statically. I think that's the best way to do it. So I've gone with the big square baler, but we're going to go just the chute to start with. We're going to do the hay probably with the other one where I can drop 3 at a time. Now, we just need to go fill this up with bale twine. So I just want to go over here and show you what I'm on about with this twine. Now, I've only got 1 pallet left over there, but it'll be enough for what we want to do. Now, if you try and go up to it with the sides down, it won't fill up. It won't even give you the option. So what you have to do, apart from driving into things, is you have to open up, obviously, the sides. Then you can drive up to the side of the twine, and it'll give you the option now to refill the baler. And you can see that we're starting to throw these kind of like little bundles of twine into the baler at the side, and you can see the animation. Now it's obviously filling up on the right side and the left side, but yeah, you can fill it up. We're only at 20%, so it does take quite a lot to fill up one of these, but you will notice that they probably get consumed quicker than the, you know, other mods out there that are offering kind of twine and net wrap. So let's get out in this field. Let's go and make a few straw bales. We'll unfold it. I mean, this is just a standard baler at this point, but again, an amazing baler at that. It's got really good animations. You know, it's not a poor quality. You know, it's worth it in itself if it's just a standalone baler mod. It's oh man, it's cracking really. Let's be honest. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to drop down probably like a couple of bales, and we're going to go and make some straw pallets. But what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to make these straw pallets on the fly. I just want to show you this baler in action. You know, it's quite fast. Look at that, 15 miles an hour, popping between 15 and 16 on the speed. So it's not a slow baler at all. And you can see that we're making a 220 size bale. And yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to show you on this. I don't want to kind of dwindle. You can imagine how a baler works in game. But again, just a cracking baler. So let's leave that one there. But let's jump into this one. And we're going to go and do some pallets on the fly. And then we'll use the static one and the bale chute and a few of the grabs on the hay pallets, just because I think it's probably better to mix up. So I've got, as you can see, quite a lot of pallets in here. I'm just going to quickly empty this out so you can see it empty and the animations. So let's just empty that out. Now this is the one that's set up automatically to refill. If not, I would have to put molasses and water into this, but we don't have to worry about that right now. So let's get set up for this. So we need to unfold the palletizer. We obviously need to drop down that front collector and just turn it on. And we drive over it like you would a baler. It's that simple. Now what you'll notice is soon the animations start pumping in and you can see these pallets. Now look at that. It's actually coming through that screw that's feeding it onto the conveyor belt, dropping these pallets into this kind of like hopper. And then you've got the option to kind of bring out a conveyor belt arm or pipe or whatever you want to call it. And then obviously when this gets full in the field, just like you would kind of like a bit of a harvester, you can obviously bring a trailer up to the side, go and take it into your palletized building to obviously package into the pallets if you wanted to, or you could just sell it as loose product. But if you are using it as feed, you might want to keep it as loose product. Depends what you want to do. But I mean, you're either going to do two things. You're going to use it as feed. You're going to use the straw as feed as well, because we can't really use it as bedding. Or you're going to sell it to make a kind of profit. But this is pretty much the Primos 5000 on the fly. Animations again are spot on. I mean, they really are. You can even see the straw kind of going up there and then obviously being produced into these pallets. And we've done quite well. I mean, this straw, you can see we've already nearly filled up. We're at 70%. We'll get to the end, fill it up just to show you the capacity that it holds. Right, so we're at 99%. And we just hit the 100. So, if we just turn it off and lift it up, just to leave it out in the field. But that's pretty much the gist of that. So that's how we make this actual straw pellets. Now obviously you could get the bales and then use the static pre-moss where we shred the bales, which we're going to showcase in a second with the hay, or you can use the one on the fly in the field. It doesn't really matter at all, as long as you make the pellets, and then we can go on to the next process, which is kind of like packaging them. You can do this with hay, so anything I'm doing right now in straw will work with hay. It's just the same. I'm just showing you a different method of doing it, whereas with the straw, we're out in the field with the pre-moss on the fly, and we're obviously making bales to shred. Now, let's go over to this baler and let's start using the shredder. But first, what we're going to do is show you this collector. Now, what I'm going to do, just so I actually get enough bales, is I'm going to change... Yeah, I'm going to go to the smallest 180. We've got enough bale twine in there, and we're just going to go over this hay. Now don't worry about the textures of the hay. That's nothing to do with the mod. That's just me. I've changed the textures of some of the base game, kind of like fill types and bales and stuff. That's just because I like messing about and things like that. So I've got a few custom textures, but it is just the normal looking hay. It doesn't change the textures in the game of the bales or the straw on the ground or the hay on the ground. So there you go. That's 3 drops. Now I did notice that one just kind of like drops down, so you probably want to slow down at that point because it really does fly them off. But look at that, 3 nicely lined up. I did need to nudge it back a little bit, but that's the perfect thing of it. It's just when we get that grab now with the 3, we can just pick that up and imagine putting it on a trailer, how much easier that is. So yeah, these 6,000 litre size bales are flying out at the moment. So I'm going to try and slow down the next time. Now I don't think I've got any automatic setup on, but I am going to do another 3, but then I'm going to see what these other collecting unload modes are like. So I'm just going to stop now very quickly, and there you go. So you do have to stop just before to kind of make it that neat finish as it's dropping, but look how much easier that is. Instead of us having 6 bales in a line, we've now just got 2 piles of 3, which is going to be so much easier to collect. So let's change to this unloading. Now, I think this is now going to unload singular. So let's wait and see if that's the case. Luckily, this baler flies. We're at 15 miles an hour. I'm only doing the small size hay bales, but yeah, that's it. So it's now collecting, it's now unloading just the 1. Now I've gone with the next unload mode, which is kind of like 2 X's. So we should be just getting a gap in the middle of the 3. I think me personally, I'd probably only ever use the one where it's 3, because I can just take the collector off to drop singular. And yeah, but it's nice to have the option. It really is nice to have the option. So that's all done. That's obviously the same bale as we used out in the straw field, but we've got the collector on the end, and you can see that it's really useful and something that I'm probably going to use quite a bit. But let's get these bales out and let's go and try and stack them up onto the static Primoz 5000 that we've got with the bale shredder connection. I absolutely used to love this on FS19, this grab. It was just perfect, man. It really was. So, now I'm only using my controller here. I haven't got my wheel set up just because I wanted to try and be quite quick. And you can see that it is just a simple... I'm using control, like I said, so I'm just... It's a button command, not something that you're going to use to kind of do remotely. And it grabs them. It really does just hold them quite nicely, so you haven't got to worry about that. And imagine if you're picking up 5 with the other one. You need probably quite a heavy rear weight on it, depending on the size bales you're doing. But yeah, this is pretty cool. This really is. So what we can do now is obviously load these on to that static. Yeah, onto this static. I'm just trying to think the best angle to put these. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to swing it over here, because I think that'll probably be the best to pick up with the other bale grab. So we obviously drop the bales, And we can stack them there. Now, imagine how easy that is going to on a trailer. It's just going to be bloody really easy to do. Let's get in this one. There we go. So again, with this grab, I'm not going to showcase the 5 just because it's this exact same as these two. But obviously we have the same kind of system where we can kind of like get positioned into the bale we're picking up. So let me do that again, but a bit better. There we go, like that. And then we can obviously grab the bale. And then over here, we place it on. Now it does go quite slow, so it gives you a good amount of time, I think, to go and pick up the next bale to load onto this. So again, on grab like that, and then let's just jump into cab on the tractor, this 8R, and we've got everything in there. We've got molasses and water, and then all we need to do is turn on the palletizer, and you'll see that that bale will start slowly moving on its own. It gives us enough time to just go and grab another one. Now, I'm not going to do too many. I'm just going to do a couple, and then I'm going to put the trailer to the side of it, just showing you what you'd do next at that point, which is obviously kind of like unload from that. And I probably don't need to grab it as well. I think 2 bales is plenty here. And I think we'll even have a bit of time in between. But you can see it moves nice and slow. But as soon as that's obviously starting to process through, you've got the space to keep throwing on bales. It probably would fit like 2 of the, I'd say 2 of the next size up bale. Whereas you can see that this is fitting kind of like 3 of the smaller ones. So there we go, that's on there as well. And that's starting to slowly move, which is great to see. You can see the bale is now shredding through. The palletizer is obviously doing its thing, going through the screw feeder, and then onto the conveyor belt, into the kind of hopper bin that is where we got the conveyor belt pipe on the side, and you can see that it is nicely doing something there. I think that animation there is for it taking the twine off. Then that's the way it tears the twine off the bale. And luckily, it does stop that top bale, so you could technically stack 2 up, it seems, and then this bottom one will feed through quite nicely. And I'm hoping that one then will just kind of like tip in a second and then drop nicely into position as it's being slowly fed through into the shredder. Fingers crossed. You might get a snag at some point, but I think we have as well. So yeah, maybe it's not a very good idea to feed the way I just did. There we go. But we can do that. So let's open the pipe up. You can see the whole process here and what it's doing. We're making hay pallets. We've got 4,000 in there. And we're going to go and get a tractor and trailer that I got set up as well. And then we're just going to tip in. And I'll show you what it is you technically need to do next. Right, so as you can see now, we're tipping into the trailer. Now, I did try this trailer first, but it is, difficult. It won't go under the actual conveyor belt arm. Now, there is a better way of doing this. I'm going to show you in a second, but if you do want to transfer it like outside, kind of like what I'm doing now, through trailer into the actual conveyor, into the actual production building or storage point, you can do. So I will show you in a second, though, a better way of doing it. Let's just drive off and I'll just give you a bit of a showcase inside this production building now. Now, this building is tight. It's a tight area, so I'd keep that in mind, that, it's not the easiest to drive in, so you probably do want a smaller piece of kit. But you can see that I've kind of like gone in here, I've tipped basically already into these kind of like sections. I've got straw pallets in that one, hay pallets in that one, and now we can obviously use kind of like the crane if we wanted to, or we can use this that I've put in, which is the class kind of like wheel loader. Well, it's actually like a front loader, small one, but it's like a mini wheel loader. And then we put it into this hopper. Now, you don't do anything else. You don't go in a production menu or anything. It automatically feeds through, goes into this bagging machine. These bag off at 50 litres per bag. They drop out onto the conveyor belt. Then this is like a pallet area, so it's kind of like shrink wrapping it by the end. And then this is all automatic, so each bag's 50 litres comes through, goes into a pallet. As soon as it hits 2,000 litres, it'll come across over here, feed across to here, and then it'll finish off fully shrink wrapped like this. So this is a pallet of actual hay pallets, and yeah, that's the finished product. So obviously we can sell from that point, which we're going to go and do. We will go and take some to the sell point just so we can see how much you're going to get for each pallet. But what I want to do first, I want to just quickly show you a way that I think is probably the best way to actually do this. Just so it's a little bit less laboursome, you could say, travelling to and from or loading up from these actual storage areas. Now, don't get me wrong, I tried this and I actually really like this method anyway. But this bucket only holds 1,000 litres, you know, and it'll take a bit of time. So I've got an idea. So let's go and try this. Let me see if I can set this up. So as you can see, it is not the easiest thing in the world to manoeuvre in here. It's quite a tight shed, but we're going to give it our best shot here. So it's obviously automatically just filling in. This is what my plan was. I just need to kind of like sort that out a bit better. Try and level up. Right, so that's definitely fitting onto the hopper. So what we need to do now is unfold. And this should now be actually filling up bags. You can see that some bags have kind of thrown off, but because it's empty, it just stops. So even though we've got a few bags there that could actually go through, put onto this pallet here to kind of make the 2,000 litres, it stops. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this on, and we're going to go and collect some more bales and see if we can just manually stack bales this way. Because I think this is probably the easiest thing to do. So, let's have a go. It's pretty cool. We can even use the crane maybe. So if I put a bale down, you know, we might be able to use the crane as well. So let that keep going through. I'm going to just go and grab a bale with super strength and put it in there and see if I can somehow use the crane. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not very good at the crane. It's not the easiest thing to use. I think it just takes a bit of time to get used to. Go, and then we let it off. So now, as you can see, we could just use the crane. So we could just stack a load of bales. Like, for example, you could stack a load of hay and straw bales in there instead of like pallets. Use this statically in here, and then just keep loading bales onto it so it shreds through. As you can see, the hopper is now empty, but we have been producing through. So this is the second pallet. So we're going to watch the third one produce and just hope that we've got enough. I might just keep throwing bales on, but yeah, this is what's actually going down. You can see that we get a lot of information in the F1 menu as well, where it's saying 108 bags have been made today. Supplies last for 25 more seconds. Fill level hay is 285 litres, so that keeps dropping down by 50, and each one of these are coming through as 50. They're obviously going, just trying to get a bit of a better view for you. You shouldn't walk through here, health and safety and all that, but we're going to just have a quick look. So they're obviously coming through kind of like getting piled up into nice neat piles and stuff. So you got two there. We're just going to keep pushing them across. So it's automatically kind of like stacking the pallet from these 25 or 50 litre, sorry, bags. Right, so there we go. We've got a finished pallet there. As you saw, it kind of like shrink wraps automatically at the end. And this is 3 pallets, so that's 6,000 litres of hay pellets that have been properly palletized and then obviously packed away nicely. So the next step then is the final step, which is to obviously go and sell this. So let's just turn this engine off. I'll quickly just jump in a pallet fork or a forklift, and we'll go and just quickly take it to the sell point just to give you an idea of what one 2,000 litre pallet will give you. Right, there we go. I've grabbed 2,000 litres of hay pallets over here. Let's go drop this off and just see what we get. But it's a nice new way of obviously making some extra cash in the game. New production facility as well. And there we go. We've got £1,480 for that, which isn't bad money at all. For 2,000 litres of hay pellets. Now, I am on normal difficulty, so that might determine, you know, what setting you're playing on and everything. But if we just have a quick look at our kind of like field types, prices for items within the game, you can see that we've got a few new ones here from this mod, which is the bale twine, bale net, molasses, hay pellets, and straw pellets. That's pretty much everything that's going on. So you can see the price for hay pellets is $7.40 at the actual pellet sell point. So the rest on this Elm Creek base game map is a lot lower. And then straw pellets is, well, definitely hay pellets are more money. So hay pellets make more money than straw pellets. But I imagine that's probably because of the fact that we use them for feed. But if you look, the highest it gets to is 369. Base game, that is. And highest that gets to is 502. But obviously we got 740 at the pellet sell point. And then the pellet sell point here is 552. So I think the only thing left to do is try out the production, and then we're pretty much done. So with this over here, I'm just going to spawn in, because it only takes wood chips and obviously straw pellets. So let's just go into here, fill it up with some straw pellets, drop this in. There we go. And let's see what this does over time. I will skip time a little bit just to see the production in effect. So if we go to this now, you can see straw pellets. Wood chips, it takes 750 to get 130 energy, whereas this takes 1,000 to get 130 energy. So actually wood chips are probably a little bit better, but still, it's not too bad at all. We'll activate this, and we should get, what, 24 cycles every month, and it's £60 per month. So not too bad, really. That isn't at all. But what I will do is I'll just skip forward into probably September just to see how much this is gone and made for us, just by putting the 18,000 in, just to see if it is better overall to put it in there. Because I'm not entirely sure if it's better to use the production or it's better to just sell it as a finished kind of product that you've palletized. Right, so I'm in September. I've got to the point where everything that I put in has now been used. I made £979 in August. I made £534 in September. So not too bad. We made £1,480 in harvest income, which is obviously selling the pallet as well. So that's not bad. The main thing is, this mod is outstanding. Big shout out to Creative Mesh. They've made a cracking addition to FS22 again. So glad to see it back. The Straw Harvest Pack is a fan favourite for sure, and for many good reasons. Yeah, so thank you to Creative Mesh and to Giants for letting me have a quick look at this and making this video for everyone. Hopefully you found this video informative. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Keep an eye out on Mod Hub next week. Hopefully it'll be coming soon. So on that note, I am going to leave the video there. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you found this video informative. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, because that does help my channel out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.